Hey folks, and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. Sitting next to me today is the 2022 Toyota 4Runner TRD Pro. Now for 22, 4Runner has a couple tweaks. The biggest one, well, you're already looking at it, it's that color. Now in this video, I'll go over what's new, and then we're gonna talk about whether or not there are any reasons that you should buy a 4Runner TRD Pro over a Wrangler or a Bronco. Make sure you stay tuned. Let's start it off with the walk around, folks, and we have to start by talking about this color. This is called Lime Rush, and it is a unique color for the 2022 4Runner and the Tacoma. What's interesting is the 22 Tundra. It got its own unique color. I believe it's Solar Octane, that one's called. So this is quite a green. I'm actually really enjoying it out here, sort of in juxtaposition to the forest and the cedar trees behind it. It does sort of pop in the sunshine, and then it kind of fades away a little bit once you get it into the shade. Of course, this is always a big question. Which TRD Pro color has been the best? There's been quite a few of them now. So let me do you guys a favor. I'm going to throw up all the TRD Pro colors on screen, and you can let me know which one is your favorite. Is it one of the old ones, or is it this new one, Lime Rush? Now, normally on the walk around, I go through all the mechanical details, but honestly, this 4Runner has not changed for a number of years. That means it's still a 4-liter V6, and it is still a 5-speed automatic. You can see the power numbers right here. No, what I want to do is highlight the changes, and we'll start right up here on the nose. You see that guy right there? That is a front-facing camera. That is brand new here on the 4Runner. There's also cameras down here underneath the mirrors. That's also new on the 4Runner. And it enables these camera views that you can see here. So now you can look straight in front of your 4Runner, you can get an overhead view, or you can get this cool view looking down the sides, looking at your front tires. When you're off-road, it's handy to have this and be able to actually see what those front tires are doing. Looking at the rear end, TRD Pro does come with a nice standard roof rack. I actually put that thing to use when I went and picked up a Christmas tree. Yeah, the 4Runner was our Christmas tree chariot this year, and it worked excellent. Now, one interesting difference between the 4Runner and the Wrangler, it has more of a regular opening rear hatch, whereas the Wrangler and the Bronco both have glass and they're side hinged. Well, the 4Runner does something interesting the other two don't. There are buttons here, and of course there's buttons inside, and you can open up this rear glass. Toyota does this on the Tundra as well. It is a unique feature. So what do you think? Do you prefer this rear opening glass, or do you prefer something like this on the Bronco and Wrangler? Now tell me about styling. Here's a 4Runner lined up next to a Bronco and a Wrangler. Forget about the stats for a second. Which one looks the best? So here we are driving in this 4Runner TRD Pro, and although once again I know I'm rehashing things you've heard before, let's just talk about sort of the way it drives. It's one thing to say, you know, a vehicle's ancient, the platform's old. That doesn't really mean that much if the vehicle's still good, if the technology still compares. Well, the thing I notice most in this 4Runner is the transmission. A 5-speed automatic is here, and the jumps between the gears are just so large. So when you do get two big downshifts, man, it's really abrupt and aggressive. You know, I don't really mind the power here. There is enough power. But other vehicles, again, I gotta keep going back to the Bronco and the Wrangler, they've managed to really get rid of that harshness because they have 8 and 10-speed transmissions. So, you know, putting more gears in that transmission is an absolute must for the next gen 4Runner. So driving around town on road, like I am right now, I think the 4Runner kind of splits between the Bronco and the Wrangler. I think the Bronco is the easiest to drive around town, sort of the simplest and smoothest. 4Runner is next. It's also quiet, comfortable, Pretty simple to drive, although there is some body roll here in the 4Runner that you feel. And then the Wrangler is still sort of the most fatiguing to drive. Wrangler owners don't like it when I say this. I hear you guys in the comments all the time. But I just have to tell you that yes, Wranglers are the most susceptible to the wind and to the road in front of them. You're just always putting more input into the Wrangler steering wheel to keep it going straight down a road than you have to in a Bronco and a 4Runner. But that's not the real reason you buy one of these. It's all about off-roading. Now, no, I'm not taking this beautiful Lime Rush 4Runner off-road today, sadly. But we recently on the channel just did a 4Runner TRD Pro versus a Wrangler Rubicon PHEV, that plug-in hybrid Wrangler Rubicon. And the 4Runner did pretty well for itself. You can see it going up the left hook right here.
And there she goes.
Now at the end of that comparison, I still did come out and say that I would take the Wrangler. Part of that was because I was so excited about the electrification, but the Wrangler still feels a little bit more focused towards off-roading. However, if I'm talking about an everyday, all-around daily driver, the 4Runner is definitely the nicer of the two products. And you know what, the roof doesn't come off, but I can live with that because it's so much quieter in here than it is in a Wrangler. And now let's take a look back at what is honestly one of my most famous videos. Many of you have probably seen it. I took a 4Runner TRD Pro out into the ice, and that thing was amazing. Let me tell you, it was impressive that it made it through the ice, but a lot of vehicles would have done that, right? It was just a process of slowly braking it, slowly braking it, slowly braking it. What was the most impressive was that there was little to no damage. The only thing I could find really damaged was one of the little plastic mud flaps was kind of torn out, one of the little clips was gone. Besides that, everything was fine, which just tells you that these things have been tucked up out of the way, because when you're in water, it puts a lot of pressure on things. When you're in ice-filled water, it beats the heck out of things. Ice is easily the most damaging situation that we put vehicles into. Trust me, we know. We've damaged a lot of vehicles in the ice, so huge props to the 4Runner for making it through there. Now we get back to the big question: why would you buy this 4Runner over a Wrangler or a Bronco? Well, I don't think the answer is for pure off-roading. I don't personally think the answer is because it's the most fun of the three vehicles. It's not the most fuel efficient of the three vehicles. It doesn't have the best powertrain. The one other area the 4Runner really falls behind is options. The Wrangler has, what, 4 or 5 different engine options. The Bronco has 2 different engines, all those tire size options. The 4Runner here, as you see it here, is as you get it. 4-liter automatic transmission. The Bronco and the Wrangler, of course, still offering manual transmissions. So yeah, the 4Runner, when it comes to options, does not compete at all. So there's lots of reasons not to get the 4Runner over the other two. I think the main 2 reasons why you will are the 2 R's of Toyota: resale and reliability. This 4-liter has been around so long. Every possible problem that could have been had has been had with this engine. So you know Toyota knows it inside and out. And then resale value. You can't argue with this one. It's a fact. The 4Runner, the Tacoma, the Tundra, they are always 1, 2, 3 in different orders on top of the resale value list. So yeah, if you want to buy a vehicle that will hold on to its value, 4Runner is a solid choice for that. Well, folks, that's it for this one. Now, please go below, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the 2022 4Runner As always, while you're down there, don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit join to become a member of the channel, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we're testing next. See ya.